Hello one and all, I am Games and welcome to First Thoughts and Fun. Today we are looking at a title called Entropy Rising, which is currently available on sale for $4.75 with a normal price, I believe, of $5.99. It's brought to you by Autotivity Entertainment, I believe is how you pronounce that one, which is comprised of 3 computer students from Germany. At the minute, the game doesn't have translation options for anything outside of English, I believe, but they are working on it to bring it to you by the end of the year. I think that's everything I needed to get out of the way before I start this. The only other thing is, talking options wise, there is a reasonable amount of offer. This doesn't really show it off very well. That's crazy. I don't know what. I don't think we want to. It's quite sensitive on the gamepad. I will say that. I probably want to knock that down. I don't know if it will help if I do it on here. And there is keyboard bindings, which is good to see. But as you say, I'm using a gamepad, so you know that's something to keep in mind. Outside of that options menu, when you actually launch the game, it has like a separate menu option for some other options like resolution, as well as picking the display monitor and just a few little extras. Nothing, you know, crazy. The game, based on what I've seen, contains 33 levels based on the chapter select or level select, whichever you prefer. However, there is Steam Workshop integration. You know, you can create a level yourself as well. There's a level editor, so it would be a cool game. I assume that will see a lot of it extras added in the future through community curation. Can't say I've touched on this game yet, so it'll be interesting to see what this game's like, because based on the screenshots and stuff, it looked very nice, and so far I'm pretty impressed. As usual with this format, I go into it to give my initial impression and work out if it's got an instant interest factor. Ooh. So it would seem we are being given a tutorial. So it seems that B is F if you're using a gamepad. I don't know if it's these platforms are falling down as I go along, but I better be careful. Oh no. I've already died. So one of the interesting things about it is you can actually like rewind time, which is kind of cool. So if I just right click now, it's going to just give us an instant rewind, which is cool, I've got to say. I feel that this game's going to give off that kind of Portal vibe in terms of that like weird science like theme, as well as just in the gameplay. Seems I'm best to jump over that stuff. Oh no. So there's another, so it seems that, you know, we're going to be using the rewind a lot. Okay. So it's very interesting that the game's got like a way of having a trial and error built in without seeming like a complete failure when you do something, which I think is very cool. At the minute the sounds are quite ambient. I thought I was supposed to go down here. It might be that I wasn't supposed to jump, because that's gonna hurt me in the long run, maybe. I'm not sure. Probably because I jumped. It wasn't it gave me a bit of a velocity kick on it, and it just wasn't having it. No, I didn't make that one. It'll be interesting. It's interesting that the game doesn't like try and penalise you with a certain amount of rewinds available. However, based on that level select screen, I did see that there was like a rating, like a star choice, like how many stars you get on a level. Just as I say that, here's another way of maybe that you get these. So there was only one on this level, so we didn't have to worry too much. That was the first level. That was quite an easy one. It would seem so. So we got 1 out of 3 there. I assume if we'd done it perfect and we hadn't, you know, failed. Yeah, okay, so there's a time base, and I bet there's a no rewinds used. So it gives you that, like, want. Oh, and complete without dying, yeah. Not lava spheres, okay. So it gives you a want to do better every time. Cool. So this will be like our portal gun then. So if we get this stuff. So this will be like a water-based puzzle where we have to just kind of extinguish the flames, as it were. Seems that we picked on the wrong one there. It does seem quite easy to use them as well. It's not coming across as too tricky. Just that the ball's got stuck there a little. I don't know if I'm supposed to use them all, but I am. So that's that. So I assume if you wanted to do that quickly, maybe you'd have to like just use the bare minimum amount. Oh, well that wasn't meant to happen, obviously. I was like unobservant there. I'm not able to get to the green block that way, okay. There is one here though. So it's 1 of 2. So we just need to kind of... Maybe we could dodge him completely. That seems to have worked out well. However, we didn't get to the other one. And that's left me a little intrigued as to how we do that. Okay. Probably want to avoid that then. Let's see what his computers say. Just leave me puzzled as to how that works. I wasn't sure if that was going to be of any assistance. So yeah, in my overall just first glance of the game, I say that it's, you know, really got quite a ambiance to it. Really, it's got its own like vibe. And while it does in a way feel quite like, oh no, we better go away from that. Well, in some ways it does feel like, you know, Portal in that, you know, it's I'd say in a lot of ways it's very different. I mean, this time bending mechanics is very much something you don't see a lot. And at the minute it's being used very well in this game, I would say. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to take this over here. Maybe we have to put it on the scale. Is there another one? I was gonna say. Yeah, so as you can see already, it's, you know, something I look for with puzzle games like this is how quickly they're gradually adding mechanics and how different they are to the previously added ones. And so far, based on my first 3 levels, obviously, that's actually not a bad sample size given how much there is in the game, which is 33 levels, which I think is a fair amount, to be honest, given that there's also, character creation. Not character creation, sorry, but community creation being available for people who want to get involved in that sort of stuff. Makes me wonder if we have to go how secret some of these are going to be, these blocks. Like, do I have to get up there, for instance? Like, does that count as a block, kind of thing? So that's completely devoid down there of Right, so if we go around here... Maybe not. So it's rewind time, it would seem. I don't know if a rewind is actually how limited it is in terms of how far back you can go. Because I imagine it would have some sort of, limit. So, something's not quite gone well there. Okay. You got kind of, sometimes, you have to be a bit more observant than I tend to be. I'm struggling right now to find a really obvious problem with the game. It seems to run very well. I've got it maxed out in terms of all the graphic options. There's not really anything I can turn up any higher. I mean, even with my recording software going, it's still running very well, so I'm impressed. So it would seem that, there we go. So we're going to try and do this one without dying. We'll see how well that goes. No, we've already failed in that, there we go. And there's another one over here. So I would say overall it's definitely a title I'd recommend you check out at the very least. Given just how interesting it is. I mean, like I say, it does seem to be lacking a story, which, may put some people off, It's always something, nice to see. I think I've started a forest fire now. Not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing with this particular puzzle. But I'm not going to let it defeat me, that's for sure. Seems like I've scorched 2 of them. I have a feeling that that's completely wrong, that I wasn't supposed to do that at all. So let's, put this to the test then and see how far back we can go. So now we're going into Super Rewind. How's that? That's still not far back enough, okay. Just crazy, this is. So that's a bit better. Is that supposed to activate now? I would have thought so. I mean, it's at the highest it can go. Oh, was we supposed to take them all off? Is that the thing? Was they not supposed to be on it? I mean, I'm a bit confused here, as you can imagine. Right. So there's something down here I missed. I think whatever that was the blue bit, so I imagine that took down an obstacle, so that's going to be irrelevant. We can go past this. The fire thing I think brought down the rocks. So our big problem is, why is this not working? You know, maybe if we put them all back on, it'll be fine. And it's still not done it. I am a little bewildered, to say the least. I think I'll jump back to when I find out what the problem is. And then once we've done this puzzle, I will call it quits. I think is the best thing. So, I finally managed to do it. I've got through. It seems that I just missed it completely, where you were supposed to go. So now we're on to what could be the final part of the level. It looks like this one's got a lot going on, so we'll see what the computer has to say. Okay. So what do we press? Okay, sorted. We just got to see if we can get it to go up. Okay, so it only works on blue surfaces, okay. So somehow we've got to get it to go up, I think. Yeah, so how do we do that then? That nearly worked. Sorted. It's a little tricky, but we've managed to do one finally. I don't know what it is about it where it suddenly decides that, you know, it's not going to do it anymore. I haven't quite figured out what the what the reason is for it. Like, why is it that it's not, like, doing it properly? Like, I have a feeling that I'm missing... Ah! This makes sense. So maybe that's why it's not working properly. Ah, that's why, because I've like tried to cheat the system. That is clever. So what I've got to do then is get out of the way and go around with it. Oh no, don't do this to me. Right. We are on a roll. Kaboom. So we've just got 2 on this side then. Does this actually count as one of them cubes or not? Obviously not. We're nearly there though. I feel that's just like a hint type of thing. Yeah, I was like not realising that that's how you do it. Like there's stuff on the ceiling you can use. Oh no. So close, but yet so far. So here we go. Down, 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 down. Sorted. So now it should let us through. It has. So that's yet another successful level. And that is more than enough for one episode, I feel. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed. This has been yet another successful first for it. And all in all, I think, I would highly recommend it. Like I say, the only problem is it doesn't contain a story. So far, anyway. And so, if you need one to motivate you to, carry on and continue with a title, then maybe this is not for you. But I feel for those who are really into, puzzle type mechanics, really strong I feel this is a really solid puzzle game, which keeps surprising me with new ideas every single level. It's not filler levels where it's just an extension of what you've already done so far anyway. Every level has given me something fresh. Like I say, I've only managed to do 3 levels so far, but I've really enjoyed my time with this title, and I'll be sure to be trying to complete it. I'm sure it's going to be getting trickier as it goes along. If you guys would like to see me play more of this, then let me know. And yes, other than that, like I say, strongly recommend it. And if you haven't already, follow my recommends page. There'll be a link in the description, as well as a link in the description if you want to check out this title on Steam. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.